this was in 1994, 1995. My mother was dying, and we knew this. The doctor had told us that I was up at the nursing home in her room putting up a Christmas tree. It was just for Christmas. And she must have had a stroke while I was doing this. I wasn't paying any attention to her. But I'd already been told that she was in really poor health and was having these little mini seizures and little strokes. And that it was dangerous for her life and could kill her. And apparently while I had my back turned, she had one. Because I turn around and she's out of it, just completely unconscious. And I rush over to her, and she gripped my hand and then went limp when I held her hand. And I realized she was either dead or dying. And immediately a person appears in the room, just out of thin air. And I remember his hand going down and putting his hand on her forehead. He looked to be about 50, or somewhere in his 50s, a little dark hair but starting to gray. And he had on a suit that made him look like a UPS truck driver. You can't make this up. He looked like a UPS truck driver, dark brown clothes that looked like a UPS truck driver. That's what he looked like. And he disappeared. First he appears, and seconds later he disappears. And of course I think I'm going insane, I'm crazy. I start crying and I think I've lost my mind. While I was crying and thinking I'd gone insane, and I was seeing things, and my mother's health problems were causing all this. The room lit up afterwards, and his shadow appeared on the wall right where he was standing next to my mother. Then it disappeared again. When I rush out, we call the hospital.
Didn't he tell you something?
Yes. Inside my mind, I heard my father's voice, and he'd been dead, my mother's husband. He'd been dead for many, many years, telling me to call my brother. My mother was dying and was going to die soon, and call my brother. He lived in California, so that he could come and be there. And then another voice, a completely different one, spoke to me and said, "This was your mother's guardian angel who's come to guide your mother to heaven." So these two different voices spoke to me. I rush out to the nurse's station, and we call an ambulance to come get my mother. And she lives a little while longer, but not much longer. She died shortly thereafterwards. It's amazing to see a supernatural person appear and then disappear right in front of your eyes, and this all happens in a few seconds. And then voices in your head telling you what's happened and what's going on.
You actually saw him appear.
He appeared like a human being, just like you.
It wasn't like you were turned away and then you looked and he was there.
No,
you were looking
he was right in front of me. I was looking right at him. He was there a few seconds and then he disappeared. And that's when I really thought I was insane. The room seemed to light up. And it was a dark, cloudy day, and the blinds were drawn, and it was raining. And a shadow appeared right on the wall, right behind where he was standing.